Here today with Peter Farmer, Sony Ericsson. We're going to talk about the Xperia X10 Mini. It's a tiny device. Look at this bad boy. It's like a little baby compared to the X10. So what's unique about this device? What do you like? What don't you like about the device?
Well, what isn't there to like? So on the X10, what you'll see here, and the X10 has been a phenomenal success. So part of what has made it a success is just the design, the look, and the feel. And what you'll see is there's a lot of consistency between these two devices. What the Mini does is it takes the power and sophistication and it miniaturizes it. Makes it very small, very accessible. But obviously when you take something as large and as powerful as the X10 and then you miniaturize it, you want to make sure that its form factor and user interface is actually easy to use in a compact form.
Sure, because it's really small. Like how the screen compared to the X10.
Right. So the X10 is a 4-inch screen. This is a 2.6-inch screen.
It's a lot smaller.
Absolutely. And actually, this is the smallest Android device in the world.
Yep.
So very, very small, very unique. And give you a sense of scale, it's actually a little bit smaller than a credit card. So very, very small. But again, one of the things that we've done a lot of work on is how do we make it still very powerful and also easy to use with just one hand. Because that's what we found is that people like to have just a one-hand phone. So where the X10 is really good for people who want to browse large pages, etc., etc., a lot of people, frankly, don't want to have a large phone. Some people want a very small phone, but still want to have access to apps and some media, that kind of thing. So when you look at the four corners, you can say, all right, these individual icons are actually shortcuts, if you will, to your favorite apps. So for example, if I want to get to my camera, I just tap on the corner and up comes my camera.
What size camera is it?
It's a 5-megapixel camera. Still a very, very powerful imaging package.
Flash, autofocus?
Autofocus.
Okay.
And flash.
Awesome. Wow.
And if we back out of that, and then you can have the corporate email, phone book, dialer, that sort of thing. Of course, if you want to change these, you can, because that's one of the unique things as well. So I just hit on that hard key there, and I want to arrange the icons. And what I can do now is I can actually take one, drag and drop it, and then I can change it out.
So it's easy. So
it's a simple, simple, simple way to make it personalized and customized to my user habit.
Awesome.
And you can see it's pretty snappy, so as we get into the app tray, you go side to side.
4 screens?
There are 4 screens, correct.
And runs Android
1.6 and is upgradable to 2.1 in Q4 of this year.
Stellar.
Yeah. So very nice little package, nice and compact, really good imaging package again. So if you start looking at all the different images, so there's my daughter and my slideshow, and again, it just is a way to take the power that we saw in the X10, make it smaller, make it more accessible, and miniaturize it.
Yep. What about typing?
Typing is T9. So for example, if I want to send a text message to my dear friend Neil over here, type on that, write the message, and it brings up the T9. One of the things that you can't do because of the smallness of the screen is we want to make it an optimum texting experience. So it's T9 either multi-tap or predictive text. So if I'm just sending a note, test, send.
So this is so the audience is somewhat different than your typical Xperia X10 audience.
Correct. I think it's a very different audience.
Yeah.
If someone wants to do long-form texting, large media consumption, likes to have an 8-megapixel camera, the X10 is probably for them.
Yep.
Or someone who wants to consume media, have an entertaining phone, check Facebook, change status, that sort of thing. And maybe actually this one's they're looking for their first smartphone. This is a great device for them.
Yeah.
One of the other things, it's kind of fun. One of the other things to call it is, you'll notice the back here is lime green. It actually ships in the box black and removable backplates to make it either green or pink.
And that's in the box as well?
In the box.
Wow, so you get a choice. Absolutely. It's pretty cool. It's really tiny.
Yeah.
How much can it hold?
In terms of memory?
Yeah.
It's a 4 gig stick, comes in box.
Wow, 4 gig comes in a box.
Yep.
And what can it expand to?
16. So it's still pretty robust. Lots of room for memory, lots of room for music, a lot of room for pictures as well, because that's something that people use it for.